We just hit 20k subscribers, and let me tell you guys, it's my dream to have a successful YouTube channel, and you guys helped me reach it. I consider that this channel successfully goes well because I never even expected to have 10k subscribers in the first place when I started this channel. So thank you guys so much for the support. So a lot of you guys have been requesting me a Japanese version of my songs, so here I am. I know it's gonna be difficult because the way Japanese language works is not at all the same as English language. Like for example, when you make a sentence in English like this, in Japanese it would be flipped like this. On top of that, they have these little things called particles, and sometimes they don't even bother the subject at all. Anyway, this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna use any sort of translation like Google Translate or DeepL or AI translation, and I can't believe a lot of you guys are saying things like there's something called Google Translate, he could have used translator, and like many more. I bet those people only speak one language. So the thing is, if you've actually tried learning another language, you'll know translators aren't perfect at all. They usually give you the literal meaning. They don't get the nuance and will mess up the context. So if I just relied on translators, the lyrics would sound stiff, unnatural, or straight up wrong. Okay, let's get back into it. So I'm not gonna use any translator or AI translator, but I can use AI just to compare between the two to see how far or how close the meaning is. And since I lack vocabularies, I will be using dictionary to help out. And for the bunpo, which is the grammar, I will only use what I've learned so far. And if you guys don't know, in my previous video, I talked about prepping for the N3 level. I've actually been studying Japanese. I'm currently prepping for the N3 level, and guess what? I actually took the JLBT N3 exam and I passed. The results just came in this morning and I just checked and I'm pretty happy with the results. But let's not get into that because in this video, I'm gonna try to make the Japanese lyrics for my song. So let's open up the VOCALOID software. I'll just open the last project so I don't have to redraw the melodies again. Then copy and paste this so I also keep the original English version. Then change the voice bank from the English version to the Japanese version. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people ask me in the comments what software I use for VOCALOID. Like, it's literally just called VOCALOID. Just search VOCALOID on Google and go to this website. You can also get voice banks here. If you want to get the same as mine, get Megpoint English for the English or Megpoint V4 Native for the Japanese, which is the one that I'm going to use right now. I actually wanted the V3 since the Megpoint English is V3, but I don't think it's listed anymore. So I just got the V4 instead. Maybe the Megpoint English V3 is still up because it's the only English version available. I don't think they have V4 English. Okay, let's get back into it. So if you guys notice, this is not how Gumi actually sounds. She sounds originally like this. Why? Well, that's because I tweaked her vocals to sound different. You can also tweak and play with the settings if you want. Alright, let's get started. So this is where the hard part is. I have to make it sound similar to the English version. If I just translate this normally, it would probably be Machi no hikari ga yoru ni matataku. Or if I use onomatopoeia, it'll be chira suru. But I think it's too much. Let me look up other words for flicker. So there's yureru here, but it has a bunch of other meanings. But it's still too much, no? Even if I replace it with yureru.
1 hour later.
Okay, so this is what I came up with. Tomoru machi yoru ni yureru, which basically means the lit city is flickering. Technically, there's supposed to be a ga particle after machi, but I only have this much space. If I add the particle, it'll go over the limit. So let's ask ChatGPT if he fucks with this. Okay, I'll take it. Let me dap you up real quick. Let's go! Okay, that was actually harder than I thought, and I've still got so much more to go. Wish me luck. Okay, so I'm finally done with the lyrics, and honestly what I can say is it was harder than I expected. Way more problems occurred than I thought, but thankfully it's done, I guess. I tried to keep the meaning of the lyrics similar since I couldn't make them exactly the same. Like for example, in this line, and all the dreams I chase fade into the sky, this here is present tense, but in Japanese version I made it past tense for rhyming reasons. And there are some parts that I completely didn't translate at all. Like for example, in this line, a melody is lost, I'm calling your name. I only translated this one and then threw away this one because I can't make it fit. I did come up with melody nakunatte kimi o yonde, but I couldn't fit the ga particle after melody because it's kind of different from the first verse where it still sounded fine without the ga particle. Maybe it's because the not here is too long that it makes kunatte here feel like it's a new word. So what I did was just take this part and play with the grammar to cover it up. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Maybe I'm just thinking differently or overthinking it. I don't know. And there's a lot more that I could explain all of them to you guys, but I don't think it's that important. I just wanted to give an example so you can picture how I worked on the lyrics. So let's just export this and put this on FL Studio. Also, I noticed that the English version that I uploaded was a bit too quiet after uploading. That's where I found out that my mastering isn't perfect. So I did some research and learned that it should be at -14 LUFS. So I used this free plugin called Lean Loudness Meter to check the LUFS and then remaster the song. Okay, so quick update, I actually didn't go for -14 LUFS because most of Vocaloid producers actually go louder than that. So I went for -12 instead. And so what's the next step? Well, the next step is you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. No, but seriously, like this video like right now. Please. Okay, so the next step is the animation for the music video. I literally thought I finished the hard part, which is the lyrics, but I literally have to write kanji. On top of that, I have to write them multiple times because the letters are moving. God! But before that, I actually want to apologize about something. In the previous video, I talked about the steps to make music as a beginner. And in the last step, which is the MV, when I said what software I used, which is Krita, I didn't put any subtitle on and didn't even show a picture of the software and set it in a weird way. This is to actual Vocaloid. For animation, I use Krita. It's free. And
Animation, I use Krita. It's free. Animation, I use Krita. It's free.
So yeah, if you guys are still wondering, it's called Krita. It's free. While we're on it, let me show you how to use Krita real quick. So when you first open Krita, it'll look like this, like regular painting software. But if you click this button up here on the top right, you'll find animation. Click that and it'll change the setup for you. Down here is for the keyframes, left here is for the layers, and up here are the tools. First thing I do is I set up how many frames per second my animation would be using this button right here. You can also import audio if you need it. Then here you can scroll through your desired frame, and whenever the time you want to draw a new frame, you click this button right here. For example, here I will draw a stick man, then I create another frame here. You can click this onion looking button called onion skins to see your previous and next frames. You can adjust the opacity here so you can see what's going on, and then from here you can start being creative. Okay, so it's been a while since I worked on this. So far so good, until I ran into a problem. This fucking kanji has like 1,000 strokes and now it starts to look like nothing. Now I have to start over and rewrite the kanjis big enough so kanjis like this that have 1,000 strokes can actually look how it's supposed to be and not look like this. Here we go again. Okay, that was exhausting, but it's finally done. So what now? Upload it, of course. Since I plan to make more Vocaloid songs, I will be uploading this Japanese version on another channel specifically for Vocaloid songs. And because most of you guys are starting to go crazy on the comments begging for it to be on Spotify, I actually do want it on Spotify, but there's a small problem actually that's holding me from putting it on Spotify. But soon though, it'll be on Spotify. And I will be starting to make more and more Vocaloid songs, so stay tuned.